Hello everyone, how are you? Receive my greetings. I want to thank God for this day and I want to appreciate for his goodness and love upon us. Now, today I want us to look at something small that I know is majority of you who are very keen. I know you have seen some things all over your TikTok. Sometimes some of those things make you confuse yourself, especially those who are of us who are believers. Now, today I want to delve into something small. I want to delve into the books that were removed from the Bible. I know you have heard there are Bibles that, like the Ethiopian Bible, has 81 books or so. The Catholic Bible has around 73 books, and then we have the Protestant Bible that is mostly used by many Christians that has around 66 books. But now I know when you peruse, go through your social media, you'll find some articles, some stories saying that do you know books were removed, and some other people can use the word banned or other restricted. Now, all this is true, but to use the word banned and to use the word remove is essentially not true. So let's delve in today and see something small about these books that were essentially not included in the modern day Bible. Now, so, there are two terms that we must enlighten ourselves with as we delve into these books that were removed from the Bible. Now, there are these two terms. So, what exactly are these two terms? The first term is called apocrypha, and the second term is called pseudepigraphia. Now, are these the banned or lost books everyone talks about on TikTok? Let's cut through the hype with clear, straightforward facts. So, very fast. Now, the apocrypha comes from a Greek word meaning hidden. These are Jewish writings from roughly 300 to 100 BC. They were included in the Greek translation of the Old Testament called the Septuagint, which early Christians used. Catholics and Orthodox Christians call them the Deuterocanonical books, meaning second canon. Protestants usually just call them apocrypha and don't include them in the Bible. Now, one day I'll deal with you. I'll tell you what the story between the Catholics, Protestant, evangelical churches, and all that in Kenyan context, and very easy to understand. Now, let's go to the pseudepigraphia. It means falsely written. These are other Jews' writings from about 250 before Christ BC to around 150 after death, that is commonly AD. They were written under the names of famous old heroes like Moses or Enoch, but they are mostly almost certainly not written by them. For those who have keen, you can read in between the lines. Now, here are the 7 main apocryphal books that Catholics include. Number 1 is called Tobit. Number 2 is called Judith. Number 3 is called Wisdom of Solomon. Number 4 is called Sirach. Number 5 is called Baruch. Number 6 is called First Maccabees, and we also have Second Maccabees. Those are the 7 apocryphal books. There are also some additions to the books of Esther and Daniel, like the story of Susanna and Bel and the dragon. Now, those are found under the apocryphal list. Protestant Bibles today have 66 books and leave this one out. Catholic Bible have 73. The original 1611 King James Version actually included them in a separate section in the middle. They were only dropped by most publishers around 1800s. Now, the pseudepigraphia is a much bigger and looser collection. Over 50 different writings. The most famous ones, I know you have heard of this. Number 1 is called the First Book of Enoch, which is even quoted in the New Testament book of Jude. Second Enoch, we have the Book of Jubilees, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, we have Psalms of Solomon, and the life of Adam and Eve. Now, these were never included in any official Bible canon, not by Jewish, not by Catholics, and not by Protestants. And I know you've heard a lot of story about the Book of Enoch, and I'll one day do a documentary about the Book of Enoch. Now, let's compare. Why do they differ? So what is the big difference between Apocrypha and the Pseudepigrapha books? Now, the Apocrypha were widely read by early Christians and are still part of Catholic and Orthodox Bible. When you go to, you can hear some people sometimes they read about Sirach and the rest. But Protestants removed them during and after the Reformation, partly because they were not in the Hebrew Bible that most Jews had accepted it. Now, the Pseudepigrapha were never seriously considered for the canon. They often have dramatic apocalyptic visions, like the Book of Enoch, extra rules or angel stories that went beyond what the early church accepted as inspired. So, no secret council, let me insist that, banned these books. Sometimes the people quote the Council of Nicaea. Church leaders simply evaluated which writings were consistently used and aligned with the core faith. Now, the bottom line is this. These writings are fascinating for understanding the world Jesus and the apostle lived in. They give us historical and cultural context, even if your tradition does not treat them as scripture. You can easily find translations online, just search Apocrypha or Old Testament, Pseudepigrapha, search any book you want. But I know the Book of Enoch has been much hyped, especially considering the AI season we are in. So you'll find someone terribly looking for those in the AI. So which one surprises you the most? The books Catholics kept or the wild stories in the Pseudepigrapha? Drop your thoughts in the comment and let me know if you want a deep dive into any of the book like First Enoch or Tobit. If you have found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss future Bible explained videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Thank you so much.